There's a sentence almost every American says at some point around 65. 4 little words that feel completely harmless. I'll sign up later. Later when I actually need it. Later when I get around to it. And those 4 words can quietly attach a penalty to your health insurance. A penalty that does not go away. Not after a year. Not after 10. It rides on top of your premium every single month for the rest of your life, and the longer you wait, the bigger it gets. Most people picture a late fee. A one-time slap on the wrist, you pay it, it's over. This is not that. This is a charge that is welded onto your bill permanently, and it actually grows the longer you delay. There are 2 of them, one for your medical insurance, one for your drug coverage, and they work in 2 different ways, which is exactly why people get blindsided by both at once. But here's the part that almost nobody explains, and it's the reason you should not panic. There's a clean, legal way to wait years and pay nothing. Millions of people put off Medicare on purpose and never owe a dime because they fall into one specific bucket. So the whole game is simply knowing which bucket you're in, the one that's safe, or the one where the clock is already ticking. Get that one thing right, and you'll never pay an extra cent. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll show you the 7-month window almost everyone misjudges. I'll show you exactly how each penalty is calculated, the real formulas, the real 2026 numbers, so you can see what waiting actually costs. And then I'll show you the escape hatch. Who's allowed to wait, who isn't, and the 8-month clock that starts the day your other coverage ends. If you're approaching 65, still working or helping a parent figure this out, this one is for you. Stay with me to the end, because the mistake people make is almost always made in the last 60 seconds. After they think they understand the rules. Let's start with the window, because almost everyone gets its shape wrong. When you first become eligible for Medicare, you get something called your initial enrollment period. It is 7 months long. And here's the part people miss. It does not start on your birthday. It starts 3 months before the month you turn 65. It includes your birthday month, and it runs for 3 months after asterisk. 3 before, the month of, 3 after, 7 months total, with your 65th birthday sitting right in the middle. Most people assume the clock starts the day they turn 65, so they mentally give themselves until, say, the end of the year. But if you wait past that 7th month without the right kind of coverage, the window closes and the penalty math begins. That is the moment the meter starts running, and almost nobody feels it happen. Now the first penalty, the one on Part B, is your medical insurance, doctors, outpatient care, the everyday side of Medicare. And the rule is blunt. For every full 12-month period that you could have signed up for Part B but didn't, your premium goes up 10%. Not 10% once. 10% added to your monthly premium, and you keep paying it for as long as you have Part B. For most people, that means the rest of their life. Let me make that real. Wait 1 full year past your window and you've added 10%. Wait 2 years, that's 20%. Wait 5 full years, and people do, because they feel fine and figure they'll deal with it later. That's a 50% penalty, permanently bolted onto your premium. In 2026, the standard Part B premium is $202.90 a month. A 50% penalty adds about $101 to that every month for life. And it climbs right along with the premium as the years go by, because it's a percentage, not a fixed dollar amount. And this is the part that makes it sting more than a normal fee. It compounds against you in 2 directions at once. The first direction is time. The longer you wait, the more 12-month blocks stack up, so the percentage itself keeps climbing. The second direction is the premium, because the penalty is an asterisk percentage of the premium, and that premium goes up almost every year. Your penalty quietly grows even in the years you do nothing at all. So a decision you made once, years ago, keeps getting more expensive without you lifting a finger. That's what people mean when they say this one never stops. It isn't just permanent, it's permanent and asterisk growing. Now the second penalty, and this is the one people forget even exists because it's hiding on a different part of the program. Part D is your prescription drug coverage, and it has its own separate late penalty calculated a completely different way. Here's how it works. Medicare takes a number called the National Base Beneficiary Premium. For 2026, that number is $38.99. Then it charges you 1% of that number for every full month you went without drug coverage after your window closed. So if you went, say, 2 years, 24 months without drug coverage you should have had, that's 24% of that base number, added to your drug premium every month. They round it to the nearest 10 cents, and they tack it on for as long as you have Medicare drug coverage. And just like the other one, that base number tends to rise over time, so your drug penalty can creep upward year after year too. Here's the tripwire on that drug penalty that catches careful people. You don't have to be completely uninsured for years to trigger it. The rule is 63 days. If you go more than 63 days in a row, just over 2 months, without what Medicare calls creditable drug coverage, the penalty clock starts. So picture someone who retires, lets their old drug plan lapse, and figures they'll get around to signing up for a Medicare drug plan in a couple of months. 2 months drifts into 3. They cross 63 days, and a penalty they'll carry for life has already begun, over a gap that felt like nothing at the time. Which brings us to the single most important word in this entire video: creditable. Creditable coverage is the magic phrase, because it's the thing that keeps both clocks frozen. Coverage is creditable when it's at least as good as Medicare's, and the most common example by far is a real, current job. If you are still working at 65 and you have solid health coverage through that job, or through your spouse's job, that is very often creditable coverage, and it can let you delay Medicare with no penalty at all. The big test most people use: if the employer has 20 or more employees, that group plan generally pays first, and you can usually wait on Part B safely while you keep working. Now, one warning that trips people up constantly. The plan has to send you a notice each year telling you whether your drug coverage is creditable. Keep those letters. That piece of paper is your proof, because when you finally do enroll, you may have to show that you weren't just uninsured all those years. You were covered the whole time by something that counted. Quick thing before the most important part. If this is already clearing up something that confused you, take 1 second and subscribe, because the next stretch is the escape hatch, and the one mistake that trips people right at the finish line. So let's say you did the smart thing. You kept working past 65. You had good coverage through the job, so you skipped Medicare on purpose, penalty-free, exactly as allowed. Now you finally retire or the job coverage ends. This is the moment that decides everything, and it's where the careful people slip. When that work coverage ends, you get a special window to join Medicare with no penalty. It's called a special enrollment period, and it lasts 8 months from the time the job or the coverage ends, whichever comes first. Use it, and you walk in clean. No penalty, no problem, like you signed up right on time. Miss it and the protection evaporates. You can be thrown back into the penalty math after all, as if you'd been uninsured the whole time. So the rule is simple and strict. The day the job coverage ends, that 8-month clock starts. Mark it on the calendar. Don't drift. And here is the single most expensive misunderstanding in this entire topic. The trap I told you waits at the finish line. When people leave a job, they're often offered COBRA, a way to keep their old work health plan for a while by paying for it themselves. And it feels like coverage, so people relax. They think, I've still got my health plan, so my Medicare clock can't be running. It can. For Medicare's purposes, COBRA does not count as coverage from a current job. Neither does most retiree health coverage. So the 8-month special window doesn't wait for your COBRA to run out. It starts the day you actually stopped working. People ride COBRA for months, feeling perfectly covered, and quietly burn straight through their penalty-free window without ever knowing the clock was ticking. So hear this clearly. The moment your active job coverage ends, get your Medicare timing handled. Do not let COBRA lull you into thinking you have more time than you do. So here is how you stay on the safe side of all of it. If you're coming up on 65 and you are not still working with solid coverage, sign up during that 7-month window. Don't gamble the rest of your life on a permanent penalty to save a few months of premiums. If you asterisk are still working with good coverage from a big employer, you can usually wait, but confirm in writing that your coverage is creditable and keep every one of those annual notices. And the day that work coverage ends for any reason, retirement, layoff, anything, treat that as the starting gun. You have 8 months. Don't count COBRA. Don't count a retiree plan. Count from the day the real job coverage stopped. Get those 3 things right and you will never pay either of these penalties. Let me pull the whole thing together because there's one idea running underneath all of it. Both penalties are real, both are permanent, and both quietly grow over time. That's the danger. But both have the exact same off switch, and that's the relief, creditable coverage, and acting inside your window. The 7-month window when you turn 65. The 8-month window when a job's coverage ends. Those 2 windows are the whole ballgame. Nobody from Medicare is going to call and warn you the clock is running. The penalty doesn't announce itself, it just shows up, baked into your premium, the month you finally enroll. The only person watching that clock for you is you. So here's the one move this week. Find out which bucket you're in. If you're not working with solid coverage and you're near 65, mark your 7-month window and enroll inside it. If you are working, get a letter confirming your coverage is creditable and file it somewhere safe. And if a job's coverage is ending, write the date down and count 8 months forward from that date, not from when COBRA ends. 10 minutes of clarity now, and you sidestep a bill that would have followed you for the rest of your life. One honest note before you go. I'm walking you through how the rules work. I'm not giving you personal advice. Everyone's situation is a little different. Employer rules vary, and the dollar figures change every year. So before you make a final call on your own timing, confirm it with Medicare directly at Medicare.gov or with your state health insurance assistance program, which helps seniors with this for free. I'll put the official Medicare pages and the real 2026 numbers down in the description. And do one thing for me, send this to one person who's turning 65 soon, or who just left a job and is sitting on COBRA thinking they've got all the time in the world. That one share could save them a penalty they'd carry for the rest of their life and never see coming until it was already too late to undo. That's what we're here for. I'll see you in the next one.